Hi Aquarius, welcome to your end of October 2019 General Tarot Update. It's Raina here. This light is very weird. That's why it's so washed out. I don't know, for some reason the sun is beaming right on my table here, so whatever, I guess it might just be like brief. Oh my goodness, I got the same card for Gemini. Is that the chair? Oh, two cards came out, so we're going to put both of these here. Okay. So it looks like, just like Gemini, you have a choice. Maybe you're in a relationship with a Gemini, and in that case, you might want to watch that reading. The Two of Swords can indicate that you're kind of like at loggerheads, maybe with another person, or just in terms of what you want to do, being of two minds. Since I got in the same position, you have these two air signs that are kind of stuck in this situation where neither one wants to really deal with the other and maybe acknowledge the other person in some way. And there's that kind of feeling that everything is at a standstill. And if it's a work situation, I could see that too, because we have here in the past position the Chariot card in reverse. The Chariot card is connected to Cancer, so I'm wondering too if there's someone, if the person is a Cancer that you're involved with, which is a very strange combination. And I think I've had at least one or more people write to me and tell me they're in a relationship. I'm talking about Aquarians with a Cancer, and I said, wow, because that is so different than you. And I could see why two signs like that would kind of really find it hard to find common ground. And if this person has kind of gone off the rails, maybe they're out of control in some way. Usually I think of alcohol. We have the Ace of Cups. But being Cancer, being a water sign, and you didn't sign up for this, you don't really want that type of individual. Maybe they're just kind of like with their own stuff, emotional stuff coming up for them, and trying to demand that you, help them deal with it, like you be their therapist or something, and you're just not willing to put that kind of attention into it. You want them to kind of stand on their own 2 feet. But the Chariot card is also connected to success. And maybe something has happened that, professionally, that has made you reconsider the type of work that you're doing. Because I do have, as the higher message, the Ace of Cups. And this is the spiritual position in this spread. So more than just saying this is going to happen like a predictive card, it's like asking you, is it that you want to start a healing profession? Is it that you are looking for a relationship that you feel a sense of emotional connection with that other person, and you didn't in this past relationship? And the lack of success that you've been having within this relationship may be making you question relationships altogether, when in fact, you may have been with the wrong person, and that's one of the reasons why you're at loggerheads with this person, because you're not coming from, you're not on the same page, so you're kind of coming from wildly divergent perspectives. And that's kind of like more of the mind F, if you will, of the situation, because when two people are not compatible, they tend to clash a lot because they don't see the world in the same way. So naturally, when you clash with somebody and you're trying to kind of find that common ground, it's very hard to do. Whereas if you really have a generally similar way of looking at life, even when you clash occasionally, it's not going to be that often though, you have a better chance of compromising because you're still in the same ballpark. But these other people, it's like completely different. So it's very hard to kind of compromise. Not because you're somehow like uncooperative or anything like that, but because it would mean giving up too much of what represents you and the way that you want to live. And you have to really take that into consideration. The two cards that came out for what is crossing you are the Fool card, which means that you want to launch something or start something, but maybe the timing isn't quite right. Maybe you have loose ends to tie up. And the Nine of Wands, a card of being on guard. It's funny that I got the 9 and then I got the 0, because that could be kind of like a closure or coming to closure with something. I did get the 10 of Wands too. So the 9 of Wands is a card of perhaps feeling like you have to protect yourself from something, whether it's something like you sense is about to happen. If for some reason lawsuit jumped in my mind, with the Two of Swords, it's like you can't come to a compromise with somebody. And if this is in the workplace, you may feel like you have to protect yourself. Yeah, maybe, it's not as serious as a lawsuit, but it could be something that is where if, they want you to compromise, maybe they're offering more money or something like that, but there's something about this that doesn't sit right with you because you had to take it this far. So there might be like a voice inside of you that's saying, don't trust these people. Be on guard. Be kind of like, and also perhaps you need to set boundaries, and you've been kind of like lax in that department, and that has been why you are clashing now. Excuse me, I just woke up and I can't clear my throat properly at this time. So, that's how I see it, that perhaps there is something that you did not do early on to set proper boundaries, and now you're trying to enforce them, and it's kind of like false advertising in a sense. And that's why the other person is pushing back so much. Because, an example is, if this is in the workplace and let's say you had a colleague who, has a children, or is pregnant, and was requiring a lot of time off, and you were just filling in for them, not really paying attention. Maybe you just wanted to be a good coworker. And then all of a sudden, it was happening more and more frequently. And the one time that you said no, all hell broke loose. And it's possible that when you were agreeing to do it at the beginning, you should have stipulated, I want to help out here, But it's important to note that I just can't keep doing this. Like if you after the third time you were asked, is that I have to, either be compensated more, or you're going to have to hire somebody part-time to do this work, or a temporary agency. And of course, the same thing can apply to personal relationships. What's coming in is the Mother of Pentacles. This is the Queen of Pentacles. This is a card that has a very domestic feel to it. So, oh yeah, I never mentioned this, but the Ace of Cups could even be pregnancy, I think. So perhaps it's the question of whether or not you want to stay at home with your child. I'm so sorry. And with the Fool card in that position, this may be a first pregnancy and you don't know what to expect. And so you're just like very afraid that if you did like leave the workplace, that you would never be able to re-enter, or what's it going to be like if I'm kind of cooped up at home, or thinking in those terms. But it looks like in that case you would choose that. And the timing of this, I have to figure out a way to do readings that are not so, they seem so epic and kind of long term. Being a Sagittarian, I'm always kind of making everything out to be very, very larger than life here. Just enjoying home life, even if the Queen represents the mother, so there could be that pregnancy angle, but it can also be just like if you decide to leave a place of employment, that you are enjoying your home life. You're not going to be looking at it like, oh wow, I'm out of work, but like, wow, I get a chance to have a paid vacation. Maybe you get like a severance package or something, who knows. And the outcome is the Ten of Wands. So that really almost speaks to working from home. This is like a very big work card. I'm going to pick an additional card because that kind of like throws me for a loop, because this card and these cards are quite different. And the Ten of Wands can be like, unless it means kind of like you're going to have a break of some sort, and then you come back and you have to work overtime. Maybe that's the agreement that you have. I'm just going to get another card here. Yeah, well, we have the Son of Pentacles. That's the Knight of Pentacles. That speaks to really working hard. I suppose with the Queen of Pentacles, if you are like trying to buy a house, and maybe you're locked in some kind of a what do you call it, like when you're making a deal with somebody, whatever that word is, and you can't come to a decision. Maybe you decide to take somebody's offer, or you buy a house, and so you need to work your butt off now to pay off, or if you're going to be giving a down payment, you have to work your butt off for a while to be able to afford it. But it sounds to me like you're in some kind of negotiation, locked in a negotiation for a house, and it seems to me that you're going to take it with the Queen of Pentacles, because this is a very kind of like a domestic energy. So yeah, I did not expect to see like so much work related energy ending this reading, but hopefully for those of you that this resonates, that makes sense to you. Okay, that's what I have for you, Aquarius. I hope that you enjoyed this. As always, if you'd like a personal reading, the link is below. Take care. Bye.